Hi, so the lockdown has been relaxed. We can suddenly move out of our houses and buy something that we had been awaiting. The market also seems enthusiastic, but the only thing that we should take care of is ourselves. The topic of this video is demo cars. Yes, it is one of the questions that has been asked on most of the forums. What happens to these demo cars? So we're going to mull around this question and see what perspectives do we have in regards to it. If you like the video, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. So let's look at the general process of buying. What I do is I accumulate certain amount of money, that is I park certain amount of money in my accounts over a period of time. And when it's completely accumulated, it's then that I set out to go and buy something that I always liked. What I do simultaneously is to do some research on the internet and try to get certain information. I also go through certain reviews on the YouTube, and post which I make and I try to figure out the model that I would want to go for. After all this happens, I just land up into the showroom and try to figure out which is the model that is completely suited for me. The first thing that I see for myself is a demo car, and I also get to experience one of the demo cars that I can drive and get a feel of what it is and the kind of features that it offers, and are those really suited for me. Basis all this, I make up a decision if I would want to go and buy that car. So this demo car is the car that gives an experience to all the prospective buyers, and almost all dealers have it. So if you by and large look, each dealer, for example, a dealer of Maruti may have 5 or 6 models. So is the case with Mahindra. So is the case with Tata also. So all of these cars will at least have one as a demo car. So all of these dealers have such a big inventory, and even in a city like Pune, you would have multiple dealers for Maruti or Tata and so on. So if you look at the complete inventory that is there with these dealers, what happens to these cars eventually is the main question. The prospective customers drive this car, in fact test drive this car the way that they would want to. They test it for their capabilities and see moreover if they actually fit in all of their requirements. Some cars are driven on the tarmac while some are also driven on the off-road conditions. It could be a rough terrain. For a car like, or for a SUV like Bolero, it could also be driven on a rough patch to see if it is actually worthy of taking the abuse, and it could actually be utilized on a farm. So the customers can go ahead and use those cars the way that they would want to, and try to figure out if it actually is something that they are going to buy. So these cars are prone to a lot of abuse, let's say this, or even to the fact, let's say that multiple people are driving the same car, so it is actually taking a lot of abuse. Leave alone Bolero, it could be any other luxury car that has been driven on a rough patch. The point that I'm trying to make is a car is taking all the abuse with the different kind of driving styles of the people who actually test drive them. So let's look at the dealer's approach in all this. So let's say a Maruti dealer would have 5 or 6 models, and he would have 5 or 6 demo cars with him. And these all cars are being used to give test drive experience to the prospective buyers. Now this prospective buyers may use it or may drive it as per their own convenience and their own driving styles and so on and so forth. And it is already taking all that abuse. So the dealers will have to maintain those cars, see that these cars are being serviced regularly, even before the stipulated time also. Looking at the kind of usage that they have, the kind of the number of test drives that may have been conducted over it, the kind of initial niggles that it may have. So all of these put together, they have to maintain all these cars. Well, the second point is even more important in terms of how these cars are taken by the dealers. For example, if these are all registered cars in the name of the dealer, then it's okay, because had these cars not been registered on the name of the dealer, and these cars are some cars which are just lying in the showroom, or maybe used for the test drives, over a period of time, when they are sold, no one knows to whom those are sold to. So there could be some slight chances that an unsuspecting customer would be buying this, and it could turn out to be a lemon. The only point that I'm trying to make is, if we at all would want to go to a showroom or a dealer and would want to buy a car, make sure that you are not driving a car that is unregistered. So apparently I don't see any of the dealers also applying such cars for test drives, but this had been one of the trends which was quite recently there until 5 or 6 or 7 years. I don't know if in any other parts of India it is still quite prevalent, but as far as I've seen, apparently most of the cars that are test driven are already registered in the names of the respective dealers. Now, why should a dealer have a registered car? The only point is that if it at all meets with an accident tomorrow, he'll not be able to restore it back. Let's per se Maruti has 5 or 6 models, so the dealer might have invested with an average cost of 5 lakh rupees, around 25 lakh rupees as his capital into it. So tomorrow it meets with an accident, becomes difficult for him to again put in extra money to have it restored. So the only point is that he would have those registered and then probably use it for test drive or any other thing for his personal usage also. Then it is something which is, then it becomes viable for him. But a lot of times what happens is the dealer may not want to invest that big amount into as a capital cost, because that is obviously a capital cost. So would not want to put in that amount of money into it, and that he can utilize that money for getting in extra inventory which he can sell further. So eventually what it is, so it is A, no capital investment, B, no depreciation value, C, the car can be sold as a new car. So what are the reasons that a car dealer might give you if he wants to sell around that kind of car to you? The red color that you asked is not in stock and might take 15 days for that particular color to reach the showroom, post which will give you a delivery. But we have a white car in stock on which we can give you an extra discount. Please be suspicious. So what precautions can you take to not land up into a situation where you have a demo car as your car? Boss, it's your hard-earned money. So here is what you can do. You can request a dealer to take you to the yard to see the car in person. You can spend around 1 hour with the car. You can take an experienced person along with you to see the car. You can also do a PDI. Make a note of the VIN, that is the vehicle identification number. It is 13 to 16 digits. It can be decoded and you can get the month and year of manufacturing. Look at the tires. Look at for that sticky rubber that pops out of the tire. If it is not a virgin car, that will be gone. Also make sure that you are noting the battery number also along with you. These things will reassure you, add confidence in you, and also give a message to the dealer that you cannot just mess around with me. I know what it takes to buy a new car. I have more or less covered all the points. If I've missed some, I would request you to please put those in the comment section below. If you liked the video, please subscribe to my channel. I'll have more of this kind of videos. If you have anything else that you would want to tell me, please mention those in the comments and I'll make sure that I reply to all of those. Thanks. If you like the video, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel.